All right, welcome to a special COVID-19 edition of Don't Watch Jusha's Really Boring Video Diary. And this is the pretty much the last day of the cruise. Well, there's one more night, and then tomorrow very early, like 8:30, people start getting off the ship. Now I have to get off last because I got COVID, so check this out. Been really miserable. I've been stuck in this room for the last 4 days, and then I was a bit sick the previous two. Yeah, because when you check, they count. COVID quarantine's over, but the policy of the boat is that if you have COVID, then they count day zero as the day you test, and then they put you in jail for 5 days. And then I've been sick for 2. So a lot of this trip, I've been very sick. Oh man, those COVID headaches and fever for the first 2 days, maybe 3, are really crazy. They're like so strong. So they sent me a letter. No real personal information there. I mean, my name, but everyone knows my name. If you look at my other videos, that's alright. If you need to read it, pause it. But I'll read it to you. The above-named patient has been assessed by the ship's medical staff and determined to be suffering from a potentially communicable illness. COVID. The patient has been isolated in their cabin from 28th October to 2nd November. It's not a very fun boat trip. I think they're gonna actually give me some credit for the days I've been isolated. So yeah, I'm here in my jail. Did the first COVID test. And then actually, it didn't even turn. I didn't get the second line for the first, I think, 20 minutes. I thought I did it, and then it didn't show up. And I thought, oh, cool. I've just got the flu or something. And then I looked back, and then I saw 2 lines. And I'm like, oh, crap. It's the first time I've had COVID, too. I've been triple shot, and I got my last shot about 6 months ago. Something like that, because I needed to have been immunized for a shoot I was doing because of the location. That was in Hong Kong. I had the Hong Kong one. But apparently it's really bad. You should, like the vaccine, you should check out, what's his name? That old guy on YouTube that used to be a nurse. He's really good. I followed him from the start. He said to get the jab, so I did. And now he's against it because it's dangerous and they hid all the things about it. So I'm not getting any more jabs. But anyway, it's time to do the Geeka 1 test. It's another rat test. Test seals COVID-19 antigen test cassette. So I've washed my hands already. Probably contaminated. Oh, I probably contaminated because I've been coughing out and spewing out COVID all over the place. I should probably wash my hands. Well, what? Okay, you know what? Might as well have a look at my prison cell while I'm here and wash my hands. This was a room for 2, but my brother has been put to another inside cabin with no window. Or he can roam around. He can go on the pool and everywhere. I get to keep my balcony view. Alright, you know what? Let's have a look at there before I go wash my hands. And then do the test. It's going to be windy outside, so, you know, there's going to be wind noise. That's why I had the door shut. Anyway, have a look. All right, quite cold out there. I'm probably a little sick as well, so and I didn't wear enough, so it's, the fever chills. All right, so this is the room. You get some movies on the TV. They were actually very nice. They gave me some internet to use, free of charge, in this prison cell. And it's not too bad. It's fast enough for YouTube, but Netflix doesn't load on it. It's kind of annoying. I wanted to watch some Netflix. Anyway, that's the room. You got, the hotel room kind of stuff. And then you get a bit of a wardrobe. I've already actually packed my bag, because we're leaving the ship tomorrow and they're going to collect the bag soon. So I have packed that. Oh, semi-packed, mostly packed it. And this is the bathroom. By the way, if you want to have a proper look around, you can always just pause the video and then you can look around, take your time. This is 360. It's very interesting. It's a bit blurry. This is like one of the first generation ones. I'd say it's second generation. I'm shooting on the Insta360 X3 in HDR mode, if you wanted to know. Alright, so, bathroom, the shower, pretty nice shower, plenty of water, and it's hot as well, very hot. Plenty of water flow, so it's a good shower. I hate those hotels where they cap the water supply, and then you end up having a 3 times longer shower to compensate. Now, I came in here to kind of wipe everything down, because I do have the COVID. I did have the COVID. But I don't have any sanitizer, and I don't want to, what's it called? Contaminate the test. So, I'm going to try to do this. I'm kind of holding the camera, as you see. So it's not... I'll just give it a wipe down. You probably can't see, but oh, you can see because there's a mirror right here. I'm wiping down the handle and then using a bit of soap. And then I'm going to do the test. And that's the kind of look into my prison cell. 5 days compulsory. 5 days of compulsory prison sentence for someone else's crime. Someone else's crime of walking around the ship infecting other people with COVID and probably not reporting it, and that I have to get locked up and they're probably still running around the boat. I'm innocent. Alright, so, anyway. First time with COVID. Alright, I probably fully contaminated everything, but oh well. Let's do the test. Then I can do some more commentary after I've done the test. So that was the... just contaminated. Okay, I'll try not to contaminate the stuff. You get this magic COVID sensing water. Some people didn't... I posted this on Instagram and some people actually didn't know. They thought I did a pregnancy test and I'm pregnant. Well, I look pretty pregnant. Look at this. But no, it's not a pregnancy test. Alright, so you get all this stuff. Instructions I've read already, so I'm not going to go through that. Quality control certificate. Yeah, anyway, it'll get boring if I read all that. So, you got to do this. That's your thing. Open up the magic water and put it in the thing. You see that? And this bit's a bit disgusting, but I mean, you probably lived through COVID, or unless you're one of those people in the future that watch this after I'm dead. I could be dead by now. What by the time you're watching this, and you're wondering what life in the past, in the ye old times of 2023 were like. Well, what it was like, we had to get this and shove it up your nose, then do this. So anyway, I'm going to do that. You can watch Or if you don't want to watch, just skip ahead, because kind of, you don't want to see people sticking stuff up their noses, do you? Or maybe you do, I don't know. Anyway. Oh. Gotta give it a good stretch. Might as well like loosen up those boogers while I'm at it. Do both nostrils. Alright, that's pretty good. I mean, I did less than that on the first test. And then what you do is you shove it in here and give it a jiggle jiggle. Do the hokey pokey and you swirl it all around. That's how you know you got COVID. Okay, so there. I think you're supposed to wait a bit. Let's see the official time. You're supposed to swirl it 10 times. Now this is going to be too blurry for you to see, but you know. I tried. So swirl it around 10 times. Then in the magic water, then you cap it. And check all that stuff out. And then you open the antigen test cassette. Sometimes I call it a RAT test, a rapid antigen test. But anyway, check. Oh, by the way, this is the Princess Cruises. They've been okay. They've had a few issues, which I'm going to complain about and see if they'll actually resolve it before I complain about it on my diary. Because, you know, they might fix it and then I won't be so annoyed at them. But if they don't, then I'm going to be very annoyed. But they probably will. Anyway, some issue about I ordered some food and I can't go out to the buffet because I'm in jail. And then I did it the wrong way. I did it through the app and then they charged my account a lot of money because I ordered some nice food. But I'm supposed to call them and then they waive the charge. So I assumed that they'll waive it when I did it through the app. But they said, no, if you do it through the app, we're going to charge you. And then, like, it's a little bit unfair. But anyway. It's annoying because I got to call them, and then all the departments don't talk to each other. I'm going to call the food department, and then I call the customer. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can get it resolved before I go on to it more. Anyway, here's the test. Here's a positive test. You don't actually want to be positive. You want to be negative. Okay, this thing. 3 drops into there. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, that was 4. But that's okay. It'll still work. In fact, it's a little bit runny like my nose was a few days ago. Don't have any tissues. Oh, look. Now, it's going up. See that? Going up. And so far, there's no line. But like last time I checked, I thought, oh, I just got the flu. Looked back 20 minutes later or something, and then there was a second line. And I'm like, oh, crap. Now my holiday sucks. Well, so far, I could be in the clear now. Look. That was day 1. Now it is, or actually they call it day 0, which would make today day 4. I mean, anyway. Alright, so far, I think it's clear. There's a little bit of a pinkness in it, but that goes away. Anyway, we'll leave that there and I'll clean up a bit. Yeah, so it was a bit annoying with the food thing. But the kitchen's really nice. They said, like, oh, anything you want, even the premium stuff, you can have. It's no extra charge to you because you're in isolation. And they're going to treat me like a nice guest. But then the front desk is like, no, anything you order, you gotta pay for it. You COVID, coughing, headaching, fevering, horrible guest, you go to jail. And don't pass go, don't collect $200. Hey, look. Oh. There's like the slightest line there. Can you see that? I can put it close to it. I don't think it's going to work. Which means maybe I have like a little bit of COVID left. I mean, you can't even see it, but you can see it. You know what I mean? Anyway. Potentially communicable illness. Alright, so, unfortunately, I am stuck in this room. But the first 5 days were quite fun. We went around. If you want to see what we got up to, check out my Instagram. And one of the days I took this camera out, we were in some knob place. Nobby's Knob. Was it Nobby's Knob? Some knob. They called it Knob. And it's, well, I guess kind of funny because sometimes you can refer to another part. Well, the reproductive organs, male reproductive organs, is sometimes known as a knob, but not in Australian. It's more of a British thing, I think. So, yeah, look. The line is coming up. It knows. In fact, this is a good one for the thumbnail. Look. I got to do the faces for the thumbnail. I never actually bothered to do thumbnails because it's annoying. But anyway, for this video, it might be a bit more interesting. So, alright, hopefully that works. So then I got to go screen cap that. Alright, so Princess. Let me just sum up my experience. I mean, COVID sucked. For 2 days I had a headache that I took so many Panadol. I took, for the first 2 hours, and this is what the doctor advised, the ship doctor. Yeah, he's a good doctor. He's not a, like, bad doctor. He's a ship doctor. Anyway, he said, you could, if you want, buy this magic COVID thing. It's 700 Australian dollars. Or just take some Panadols. I'm not the oldest, so, you know, I can probably breeze through it. Didn't really say that. Anyway, something like that. He said, like, what did he say? He said, you'll be alright in a few days after the fever breaks. Something like that. I mean, I can't remember that much because my head was in pain. That COVID headache is like every minute someone gets a sharp needle and stabs it through your head and then it pokes out that way and then they jiggle it and then they take it out. That's how, like, I had to scream in pain every minute. That's how painful the headache was. Probably because I already got some neck issues. And the fever was pretty bad. It's like when I had the worst flu of my life, probably 15 years ago. I had a really bad flu. It was exactly like that. Like the body aches and the headache that's so painful that you gotta scream. So I took Panadols, 2 Panadols, and then 2 hours later I took 2 Nurofen, which is ibuprofen, and Panadol is paracetamol. You know, it's the brand name. 2 hours later, and then 2 hours later. So it's 2 Panadol, 2 hours, 2 ibuprofen, 2 hours. Then again, go back and then 2 Panadols, 2 hours, 2 ibuprofen, and that's like the max your body can handle. You don't want to overdo it, otherwise your liver will be. So that's what you do. And I took the maximum, and I was still screaming in pain, but it was less pain. Oh, that was a bad headache. And then I just went to bed, and then I was like sweating and hot and, fever stuff for the first 2 days. And the third day, less. And now, I just feel kind of weak. I don't have a headache anymore. The body aches are gone. The fever is gone. But I just feel like tired. I think my body went through a lot. Like, literally my body, this whole system here, had to murder hundreds of millions of little organisms that were trying to take over. It's like a little war. Like little war, but a little big war. But just a big war that's on a small scale, Yeah. Alright, now let's have a look at the test. Should be right. So I do still have a bit of COVID. Look. Now it's a bit more visible. There's a little faint line. So I guess I'll do the test again tomorrow. And then it'll be a little bit fainter. But this probably means I still have the COVID's in me and I'm highly infectious. So I'll probably, I'll have to be wearing a mask. And the ship gave me some. So these itchy ones. FFP2. it's a KN95, which is a Korean standard 95 mask. So I'm gonna have to be wearing that. I'm still carrying a communicable illness. I mean, I don't know why they didn't write COVID-19. Maybe they didn't want to say. I mean, it might not be COVID-19. It might be COVID-23's special new variant. So I guess that's why they don't say exactly what it is, because they can't be certain, and then someone might sue them. So they just be a bit more generic. Well, I don't think I have much more to say right now. Except that it's been an interesting experience being in solitary confinement for the last 5 days. It's kind of ironic because I've been away in Hong Kong for 10 years and we thought we'd celebrate me coming back to Australia with a nice family cruise, get together, and next thing you know, I have to spend the time away from my family in here alone. Kind of ironic. And I do want to get another shot, even though my mum did tell me to, but it's, I'm not sure it's the wisest choice anymore. And then my mum betrayed me to the ship. Like, there's people running around with COVID on the boat that tested positive. Don't ask me how I know this, I just know this. People that tested positive for COVID, and they're just running around the ship. Well, they've got a mask on, but I did the right thing. And I called and said, hey, I feel ill. Went to see the doctor. Had to pay money to see the doctor, too. Like, it's not free to get COVID. You got to pay money. Like, it's like, well, they made the fee a nurse's consultation instead of a doctor's consultation. So instead of about 130, it was like 65. So if you get sick, you got to pay, and then you get locked in here. Not very happy at all. Hashtag COVID cruise. Yeah. Hashtag COVID cruise. Hashtag Princess Cruises. But I think they mentioned they might reimburse me and give me some future credit or something. Well, that would be nice. Well, if they do, then I'll do another follow-up video on the next cruise. Hopefully that one, I can get out of the room I'm in. But anyway, this is long enough. Thank you for watching this very long video. They're usually very long. On don't watch Jushu's very boring video diary. And if you like this stuff and you got to the end, you might as well subscribe. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend you subscribe. You just get bored and leave nasty comments. That's what people do. But they stopped. They stopped doing that since I changed the channel name to Don't Watch. It's kind of a set the right expectations thing. Yeah. All right. Anyway, if you watch this, why don't you leave a comment? I'd like to know some feedback, because no one leaves comments and no one watches this stuff.